Kumaro, Davis, Jamon Moore. You have guys. You don't need to worry about it.
They're not running this spread McCarthy system anymore, Dave. That's what people
No,
need to
they
wrap
don't
their
need
head
it.
around. They're going to. I bet you. I will be surprised if we see 3% of the time the entire season that they come out in a 4 receiver set or more.
Oh,
Ever.
they won't. You want to know why? Because you're going to see two tight ends come out. You're going to see either Mercedes
That's my
Lewis or
point.
Sternberger
How many
in line, and you're
receivers do
going to
you
see Graham
actually
split out.
need? But how many receivers do you actually need when it's tight ends and running backs and versatile tight ends and running backs, right?
I
Instead of
saw LaFleur
receivers.
come out with Mariota, Lewis, and Henry in a wishbone. So yeah, I'm fine with what we have. We have more than enough talent with those rookies last year with MBS and ESB being second-year players now, getting the playing time that they did. That's huge. So to me, we're fine.
We've talked about it before too, Dave. That NVS had similar numbers to a lot of recent good Packer receivers: James Jones, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Randall Cobb, all had similar numbers to MVS, and then in their second year going on, they were even better. So I mean, and Equanimeous St. Brown showed flashes. He's only going to get better. And this
he's an across the middle guy. I like him. He's built for it.
But people are forgetting, like, okay, it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous, redundant, because now we're getting into these narratives now where we're coming all the way back around to being on the other side of the bitching, complaining that we were having from the fans about McCarthy, and now using those complaints.
I gotta say something. I gotta say it. We Bruce for Packers for the win. I love you, bud. I love you, draft knowledge, but you gotta let go of that 4th round pick. Hold on it. I know there was talent there, but Darnell Savage, I'm gonna say it again. We got him for only a 4th round pick. 1st and 4th were free from trades from last year and this year from the Saints and Clinton Dix. We spent a 4th round draft pick on a first graded or for a starting spot graded safety. That's going to mesh well with Adrian Amos. He's probably the one of 2 safeties out of this whole draft class that would mesh with Adrian Amos and play his style along with him. I'm sorry, it was completely worth it. The fact that we think we gave up and saw everything else. You can do that with how many trades? This is ridiculous. We got to let it go.
I completely agree because he was by far my favorite defensive back. Defensive back, that includes all the corners of all the class. When you turn on the tape, look, you just cannot deny the guy's game speed. I'm not even giving a crap about what he tested at. And I know we can throw the numbers that it was in the 4.34, somewhere in there.
It was a 4.3640.
Everybody, well, I mean, all his numbers across the board are saying, but they only justify what you see on tape, I guess is what I'm saying.
He has a 38-inch vertical for being a 5'11" safety, a 38-inch vertical, and on top of that, he put up. I mean, I think in the combine his pro day, he was top 5 for every safety category. Everyone.
And I guess getting back to the receiver thing here because we got a little off.
Sorry, man, I had to put it out.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I guess I'm just saying that with the receivers and the quarterback, it gets back to people being done with the young kid, Kaiser. It's very evident that the system previous was not quarterback friendly, so we can't judge how the quarterbacks how they did. Because really, let's be honest, go back and really look at it now that you kind of everything's unfolded. What quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers was successful consistently in that system? And the only guy you can come up with really is
Matt Flynn, in my opinion. He came back to be a backup and did well.
Right, but then he only did it in the year where that was that 2011 year where, I mean, god dang it, look at how all the tools, like, you couldn't cover guys. They were, they had 6 legitimate targets at all times not including the running backs. It was ridiculous. Like, it wasn't that hard for Flynn to do it. In years after that, no quarterback, and they've been through plethoras of quarterbacks since Aaron has been in and out. Nobody was healthy. Nobody succeeded. And so, and young receivers never seem to do really well their first 2 or 3 years. I mean, look at what Davante Adams is now and what his skill set is. And in year 2, we wanted to get rid of him. He was terrible. And there was never any help for him. And it wasn't until he actually figured it out and his talent matched up with his work ethic on the field. On its
and then
own,
James
really.
Jones, he had drops and people were calling for his head. He was our savior in 15 as a receiver.
So I'm just saying that the LaFleur system in itself is, you may not like the talent because you're basing it on McCarthy, but I'm expecting to see a much more team-friendly scheme, not just quarterback-friendly, but a team-friendly scheme altogether for all the players. Something that all the players in unison, not just the quarterback, were bitching and complaining about to Murphy and Goody when they made this decision to move on from McCarthy. People forget all that stuff. I mean, I'm trying to refresh people's memories because we're getting a lot of, for some reason, the negativity over the players. And I was not, look, we were guys here, Dave, that talked about Rashawn Gary and not wanting him in a negative light, and we were wrong. I mean, you go back and really look at the tape.
Oh, I'll eat my words. I will eat my crow. I was against
wrong, you were
Gary.
Wrong. You know, when it comes to Rashawn Gary, and we all have to stop and realize that, you know what, we all get this.
You lose.
We all lose on that one because it is worth the 12th pick. He might not work out, but he's worth it.
Well, they put him in a perfect situation. You're playing with Clark Daniels, both Smith. You're playing with Blake. I mean, you already have Montravius Adams, Tyler Lancaster. You just brought in Kiki. I mean, and plus Pettin. That's the biggie. And you got the linebackers coach from the Washington Redskins. If you go look at their linebackers and their edge guys, man, they've been awesome like over the years with him. So the fact that he's in the perfect position right now to untap and unlock all that back what he used to be in high school.
And you know, I really like this Chase Sternberger too.
Dude, I'm sorry, he's the tight end they needed, and he can block. I don't know why people are saying he can't. I've watched the tape. He 33 times he blocked this past season for Texas A&M. He only had 2 pressures, not sacks, 2 pressures. That's it.
And, you know, before I forget this, I was thinking about this earlier when you first called me and asked if you wanted to do this little special here, you know. And it came to my mind then. And really it was about the point of wanting to re-emphasize the change in Green Bay and people not being satisfied with the picks. And when I look at these picks, they're different. And the reason I'm enthusiastic this year, it's because I went back and I've got a notebook here, Dave. I wrote down all 254 picks down here. The players, what position, where they're from, right? And I've done that for years, right? And so I go back and I look at stuff. And I haven't been that excited about the entirety of a draft. Maybe a player here or there, you know, and usually they're drafting 10 or 11 players. But I'm really liking just how many players and what they got. And it comes back to this before I get on a tangent. Their personnel guy, the head of scouting, is new. And do you know where he came from?
Tell me, Jay. Tell me.
The freaking Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, where if you don't
do you
like
mean under Ozzie Newsome, who just left?
Right. The ones that got all that had built off that offensively and defensively, what were they known for? Finding awesome offensive linemen that were good, smart NFL ready linemen, and defensive players that knew how to play the game.
And tight ends too. Baltimore Ravens had some nasty tight ends.
I'm just saying, right. and then you look at what they got here, and what is it? Outside linebacker, defensive lineman talent, Gary. Free safety, Darnell Savage. Guard, versatile guard, tackle, Jenkins. Tight end, Sternberger. Tackle, pass rushing tackle, Kiki. Versatile defensive back because really Harmon in the NFL, you don't know Hallman, you don't know where he's going to play. He's a defensive back. And then
he also played multiple spots in college.
A perfect complementary piece to the running game in Dexter Williams, and then a sub-package linebacker in Summer.
It's literally written Ozzie Newsome all over it.
So let's wrap our heads around that. Is my point here. It's not the it's new personnel department from a place where we as Packer fans respected the hell out of their scouting department, and we're always wishing, well, we got that guy. He's the reason why we're looking at the amount of players we are right now. So Green Bay fans, wrap your head around that one, please.
I can already hear the fans going down there and being like, oh, no, we're wrong. It's the new Baltimore Ravens. Well, that's the thing. This isn't the new Baltimore Ravens. Like Jay just said, this is a scouting guy that we brought in from Ozzie Newsome's GM room. And right there, tell me that's all I need to know. Ozzie Newsome kept that franchise afloat for decades. He leaves, and it goes to crap. It literally shows what kind of grade and talent he was bringing in from his scouting department. And guess what? Now it shows here.
I guess like I said, it just kind of popped in my head that, and again, it's a point I've listened to all kinds of sports, Dave. I mean, I think you and I, the reason why we're partnered up is because we both are we're just, when it comes to football, man, we are geeky and proud of it, man. And we love all the little intangible stuff where we're listening to podcasts, watching TV, getting all the little nuggets you possibly can on it on a 24-hour-a-day basis, right? And you talk to whoever will listen about football to the point where probably it nauseates most people you meet. And so I haven't heard this point brought up about the change in the scouting department and how much that when you look at the difference in this year's draft right here, if you go back and compare it to the past drafts that are so failure, just look at the imprint difference and just, like I said, go across the board, each one of those, and just look at the scouting individually report. And you're going to find out that they're all players that can come in right now. They're not projects like we've seen in the past, like a Rollins, like a Trevor Davis. You know what I mean? Like,
you mean projects over and over and over again? Yes.
Athletic projects. These are athletic talents. Yes, the similarity is still they're athletic freaks. But the difference here is where they split off is these are athletic freaks that are ready to go. They may be rough around the edges here or there, but those rough around the edges are going to be polished off by the veterans pretty easily, where guys like Trevor Davis and Rollins had a long way to go. Or what was the other guy that was like a 6 or 7 round pick that played basketball? He's a cornerback.
Oh God. I can't remember the name of those top of my head. I know exactly who you're talking about though.
Name escapes me, but you know.
Was it Gunter?
He was a 6th-round pick. It started with
no. Gunter was undrafted.
No, that was not Gunter, but it did start with the G. I'm pretty sure.
A G for corner. Huh. Oh, Goodson.
Goodson. There you go.
Dimitri
Goodson. Those are what I'm talking about. Those kind of project players. This is not that. This is not that. Turn on the tape, guys. Do yourself a favor, Packer Nation, honestly. It'll take you 5 minutes. You don't even have to geek out like we do. It'll take you 5 minutes.
Just go to YouTube and type in the player's name in the highlights, and you'll see it.
And tell me, and look, like I said, I'm not trying to overhype them as overpositive because they all have things that they need to work on. But all players coming out of college have things they need to work on. I mean, it's kind of an asinine thing to act like there's players out there that they're just going to be pros and You know, all it is they need to stack up numbers and they're going to the Hall of Fame, guaranteed.